聖子さんを止める。変身。
What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Grave, and today we will be talking about Kamen Rider Revice Episode 11. Now, if you like what you see, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, let's get started. A quick note, apologies if I don't sound the same. I am coming out of a fever from the past weekend, so I hope you can understand that. But anyway, the episode starts off with Phoenix soldiers shooting at some deadmans with live demons using a new Condor stamp and Revice, each of them like defeating their own respective like deadmans pretty easily. Cut to the Phoenix base where George tells Katka and Daiji that crimes involving deadmans have continued to increase. Katka says they'll keep fighting as George interrupts him to talk to Daiji, giving him a calibrated Brachio stamp, saying that if they used Remix, use the uncalibrated one, which last episode it was uncalibrated, that's why you didn't see a rider outline behind the Brachio on the stamp. But George starts talking like if they used the Remix with that stamp, but then he stops himself, which I think that was pretty suspect. Like he's hiding something, like that's foreshadowing something. Anyway, he stops himself saying that his collection of stamps is now complete, which, yes, Revice has all of his base forms now, which we might do a tier list. If you are interested in the tier list, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Anyway, the screen pans to a stream of a masked man preaching his ideals that the strong grow stronger while the weak gets weaker, and then sympathizes with the deadmans while other people watch. And it kind of shows that other people are more sympathetic of Deadman's cause. After the Masked Man streams, Olteca walks in, welcoming him to the Deadman's as the man takes off his mask. Like, what was the point of that mask? If you're just gonna show us who you were in the next 5 seconds. But regardless, at the Deadman's hideout, Julio tells Aguilera that Olteca is scouting the Masked Man, saying that the Masked Man seems to be a savior among the youth. Aguilera, hearing this, then goes out to scout for her own. But won't say who, but you know it's Sakura. In the bathhouse, Sakura is cleaning, remembering Aguilera's words from the last episode, and Iki comes in from behind, surprising her, and almost punches him out cold. Sakura apologizes, then Yukimi asks what would getting stronger do, and then Vice jokingly says that she might want to be an action star. She then says that her karate teacher has been saying that she's been out of it during class, and then asks what's wrong. Sakura brushes it off as Genta comes in with the package. He obviously thinks that it's from a boy and tries to open it, but Sakura quickly takes it from him, and Iki tells her that if something's wrong, she can always talk to him, but Sakura brushes it off, saying that she's not a kid anymore. All three of them leave, with Vice saying that maybe chatting with your inner demons might help, before getting dragged by Iki forcibly. Sakura opens the box, and inside is a driver and a stamp. We later cut to Sakura's karate class as she's beating down her opponent, only for her instructor to scold her that she's going too hard. She then sees Aguilera from behind her opponent and is distracted, and when the match begins, her opponent knocks her out cold, knocks her unconscious. She wakes up with her classmate tending to her bruise while the instructor suddenly has to leave and tells her son to stay at the dojo. But while she's getting her things, Sakura notices a stamp in her bag and follows her. At a bank, a dead man attacks civilians, with Iki and Daiji coming in and doing a jump kick. It was a pretty good jump kick before transforming to fight the dead man's outside. Daiji shoots the dead man only for it to regenerate its wounds, and Vice comes in saying that he has an idea that they just need to beat it before it regenerates and runs off to fight the dead man. Iki transforms into his Megalodon form and gives Daiji his axe gun and goes ahead to fight the dead man's with Revice. Back at the bank, Olteka attacks and the karate instructor follows him, eyeing the money, and as she goes to take it, Sakura calls out to her, asking her what she's doing. Her instructor tells her that she needs money and that it's really none of her business. Olteka, obviously annoyed, goes in to attack her, but he stops upon seeing Aguilera coming from behind to chat with Sakura. It then shows Iki using the Brachio stamp to transform and fights the dead man with it. Aguilera easily knocks Sakura down and calls her weak and tells her that she really needs to face reality, that no one will really listen to the weak, and that maybe joining the dead man's might give her the power she needs. Soon the instructor gets a call, and it's the other students telling her that her son has fainted, and runs off with Sakura chasing behind her. And Aguilera commenting that she's pretty boring. Back at the fight, Iki does the Brachio remix while Daiji does the finisher. And I gotta say, the Brachio remix looks fucking stupid. I really want to do a tier list on how good the remixes does. But anyway, Iki and Vice turn into a Brachio and does a finisher on the dead man's along with Iki, destroying the dead man. Olteka talks to the man in the mask, saying that he doesn't seem to be fazed, that his plans were basically foiled, but the man just says that it's only the beginning, holding a stamp. In a hospital, the instructor asks what she can do for her son, with the doctor answering that he needs immediate surgery, and if he doesn't get it, she should prepare for the worst, basically. While Sakura is listening in on the other side of the door, realizing that she was stealing money for her son's surgery. Now really, this kind of hits hard, right? Like, people are doing these crimes with the dead man's because they need these things to help. Like, the instructor's doing it so she can get money for her son's surgery. In earlier episodes, the lawyer was doing it because he kept losing cases. Like, this is a bigger problem than it should be. But anyway, the instructor walks out as a man talks to her and escorts her out, saying that she's almost there, just a little more. Sakura returns to the bathhouse where Iki notices her wounds and stops her. The mother bandages her up, and as Iki tells Daiji what happens with the instructor and how she needed the money for her son. Sakura defends her, and they have this huge argument with the family about Sakura getting hurt. This is none of her business, how she's weak and she doesn't have the power like Iki and Daiji. This really upsets Sakura, and she leaves to her room, packs her things, along with the driver that was given to her, and leaves the bathhouse. Later that night, Sakura looks at her driver and is found by Hikaru and takes her to his home, where she basically spends the night there. Back in the masked man's office, the instructor asks him to help her son, and he says that her son will be fine as long as she continues doing what he says, and gives her a photo of a man that could seemingly help do the surgery for her son, along with a stamp, saying that she must make a mutual agreement with a demon as he summons one of his own with a stamp. In the room Sakura is staying in, she stares at her driver again, remembering as a kid what she told her brothers, that she wanted to be unbeatable. Then remembering the words Aguilera told her, that she basically needs power. She makes the resolve and then leaves while a shadow appears behind her and then disappears suddenly. Now, I think this is Sakura's, inner demon. But anyway, the next day at the hospital, Sakura visits the son as the instructor attacks the man in the photograph with the help of the masked man's dead man. The man said he's just a radiographer, and then she realized that she's basically been set up. Phoenix comes in with Iki and Daiji, forcing the instructor to make a deal with the dead man's and transforms into a full-on demon. Iki and Daiji transforms and fight the demon, while Sakura looks in her bag and at the driver. Olteka asks what a mutual agreement is, and the masked man says that with his dead man's powers, he can basically duplicate multiple dead mans and have other people make contracts with it. Now I'm thinking that you can use this to make multiple sacrifices with for Gifu without actually raising them like everyone else has been doing before. So I have to look in on that, see if they actually try something along those lines later on. But anyway, Iki and Vice fight the demon as Daiji takes care of the junior Deadmans, and then joins Iki and Vice later on. And as all three are about to do their finishers, Sakura walks in with the driver in hand, claiming that she will put a stop to the instructor and puts the driver on. And then she holds the Cobra stamp and attempts to transform, but it doesn't work. Like, psych, you can't do this shit. And the driver eventually blows up on her. As the demon prepares to attack Sakura defenseless, Iki comes in between them and takes the hit for her and falls unconscious, with Daiji and Vice coming in to help him as Sakura stares at Daiji's body, and that's how the episode ends, really. Now, I have to be honest with you. I did not like this episode. Like, this episode did not need to be here whatsoever. I was expecting Sakura to go full-on Rider, but we had a gotcha moment. Like, why are you hyping her up just for a, haha, I got ya? She's not a Rider yet. She got her brother injured real bad. And this episode basically painted Sakura as this, like, spoiled brat, but she had her, like, heart in the right, but she took it basically the wrong way. I don't know. This episode kind of made me, like, not like Sakura as much before. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this review. If you like what you heard, please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe, and please share this video with everyone you know if they like Kamen Rider, if they like Tokusatsu in general. As always, all those things are greatly appreciated. My Twitter, my Twitch, and my Discord, all those links are in the description below. Comment in the Discord, say hi. We watch Kamen Rider every Sunday. Like a little live reaction. It should be a good time. Come on down if you're interested. I try to stream every Tuesday and Thursday, with some minor short streams here and there on the other days. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care. See ya.